So you're ready to build something on the web. And right away, you're faced with a big choice. Do you take the easy path with something like WordPress? Or do you go the hard route and learn to code it yourself? But honestly, is it really that black and white? Let's get into it. This is the question, right? It's the one I hear constantly. If you can drag and drop your way to a beautiful, working website in just a few hours, why in the world would you spend months or even years learning to code from scratch? And you know what? It's a totally fair question. So let's really break down the answer. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the giant in the room, WordPress. We have to acknowledge its promise because, well, it's incredibly appealing. It has absolutely opened the doors for millions of people to create their own space online. And you really can't deny its core strength. I mean, think about it. You can grab a domain, do a one-click install of WordPress, pick out a theme, and literally have your first blog post live this afternoon. For anyone who just wants to get their content out there, it is an amazing, powerful tool. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? This is where things start to get a little more complicated. That easy button, that amazing convenience, it comes with a price. And it's a price that's not always written on the tag. Let's peel back the curtain a bit. This quote here really nails the WordPress business model. See, the main platform itself is free, which is fantastic. But to get the features you actually need to make your site look and feel professional, well, that's when you'll probably find yourself reaching for your credit card. We've all been there, right? You install a free contact form plugin, but then you realize that to actually see the messages in your dashboard, you gotta upgrade to Pro. Or you find the perfect theme, but all the best parts are locked behind a premium version. When you're just starting out and not making any money yet, those little costs can add up really, really fast. And honestly, the money is only part of it. There's a much bigger issue here, and that's risk. Just imagine your entire online business, the thing that pays your bills, is completely dependent on a plugin built by one developer in their spare time. What happens if they just stop? If they get a new job or lose interest? That is a massive gamble. And this is where it gets a little scary, to be honest. A single bug in one of those plugins can punch a giant security hole in your entire website. A developer could just abandon their project, leaving your site vulnerable. And let's be real, you often have no idea what those plugins are actually doing behind the scenes. Are they collecting your users' data? You just don't know for sure. So if WordPress has all these potential traps, what's the alternative? Well, let's flip the coin and look at the other side, custom code. And this isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about unlocking total freedom and absolute control. I absolutely love this analogy. Using WordPress is kind of like moving into a fully furnished house. Yeah, it's ready to go on day one, but you can't really move the furniture. You can't repaint the walls. When you write your own code, you're not just building the house, you're the architect drawing the blueprints. You're the one pouring the foundation, and you get to pick out every single doorknob. It's yours. And that right there is the whole game. With code, you can build things that are just flat out impossible with a drag and drop tool. When your business is the unique thing you're building, you have to be the architect. Let's just run through a couple of quick examples. Let's say you have an idea for a startup that uses a custom machine learning algorithm. You're not going to find a plugin for a truly one-of-a-kind idea like that. You have to build that logic yourself, from the ground up. Or maybe you're building a totally unique game. Well, the game's code is your product. It would make zero sense to wrap your most valuable asset inside a WordPress plugin. You need complete control over every line of code. Or hey, how about building the next big video streaming platform? Trying to pull that off with WordPress plugins would be like trying to build a skyscraper with Legos. It's not the right tool for a job that needs that kind of power and scale. See, it all boils down to this one crucial point. With WordPress, you're basically a guest in someone else's house, and you have to play by their rules. With custom code, you own the house, you own the land it's on, and you make all the rules. The performance, the security, the features, it's all yours. Okay, so we've laid out both sides of the argument. The question isn't really which one is better. The real question, the important one, is which one is the right tool for you and for what you're trying to build. So just take a second and look at this chart. Which one of these columns feels more like you? If your goal is to get a blog up and running today, or you're a freelancer who needs to spin up sites for clients fast, WordPress is a phenomenal choice. But if you're building a totally unique tech product, or if your dream is a long-term career as a software engineer at a big company, then learning to code is the only path that gets you there. But you know what the really smart move is?
Don't choose. Learn both. Seriously, I know so many amazing developers who got their start by building WordPress sites for local businesses. It's a fantastic way to learn the basics, build a portfolio, and actually make some money while you're learning the deeper stuff. It's an incredibly valuable skill to have in your back pocket.
At the end of the day, that's all these are. WordPress and custom code are just tools in a toolbox. Now that you understand what each one is good for, the power is completely in your hands. So the final question isn't about the tools anymore. It's about you. What incredible thing are you going to build?